original Citroen C4 arrived to the notoriously competitive small family hatch market back in 2004. And in order to compete with household names such as the Golf and the Focus, Citroen had the choice to either compete on price alone or to offer something a bit different. They bravely chose the latter, and the old C4 was a bit quirky in the looks department, to say the least. The curvy lines of the hatch and the wacky rear end of the coupe living up to the brand's reputation for bold design. But the trouble with bold design is that people tend to either really love it or really hate it. So in a bid to widen its appeal, the second generation C4 has gone a lot more mainstream. In line with the rest of the range, that classy chevron grille now dominates the front, and the back has reverted to a more traditional hatchback shape. And while the safer styling may disappoint some people, at the same time the crisp new lines and more aggressive stance are bound to turn a few new heads in the C4's direction, because this latest model is now inarguably a very good looking car. But good looks will only turn your head to a certain point, and after that you've got to offer something more. And traditionally Citroen have done this through two things: spec and comfort. Kit levels are unsurprisingly impressive, and all models get air conditioning, heated electric mirrors, a 6-speaker sound system and steering wheel mounted controls, as well as tinted rear windows and a spoiler, which is pretty generous as far as standard equipment goes. The mid-spec Feel model adds a leather steering wheel and gear stick, front fog lights and LED lights on the wing mirrors, Bluetooth and hill start assist, as well as the option of a panoramic glass sunroof. And they can be really nice on Citroens because they've got those high windscreens that stretch right the way back anyway, and so they combine to let loads of light into the cabin. This top-of-the-line Flare model adds some really nice touches like this 7-inch touchscreen, dual-zone digital aircon, 17-inch alloy wheels and some extra chrome detailing on the exterior. And get this, you can also get the front seats with a massage function. How good would that be after a long day at the office? This fully loaded Flare model comes in at just under €23,500. And if you were to start to spec some of its competitors in a similar way, you'd start to see what good value for money that really is. As for comfort, well, it passes that test too, because with or without the massage function, these seats are a good place to be in. And particularly impressive are the lumbar supports on each side, which would help keep you in place around corners and bends. The upholstery feels quite plush too, and there's been a noticeable improvement in the quality of materials used in the cabin. And while the new dash layout certainly looks and feels a lot more upmarket, you can't help feeling that it's lost a bit of personality along the way too, because they've gotten rid of the old centre-mounted speedometer and the way the centre of the wheel used to stay static while the rest turned. You can't say it doesn't look good now though, and I suppose there is always the cactus if you really want some quirk. What I do really like though is the centre console. This one, rather than being fully touchscreen, still has some button operated controls underneath, and there's a lot to be said for being able to quickly adjust a dial for the likes of aircon in a hurry. As a sound system and trip computer though, the screen is really fast, responsive and easy to use. On the road I found the C4 to be surprisingly engaging to drive. You sit quite low to the ground and the wide squat stance gives it a nice planted feel. The Gearshift is something that comes up again and again when people talk about Citroens, but I have to say I can find nothing wrong with this one. In fact, it feels quite positive and precise to me. Also impressive is the sound insulation, and the quiet cabin that isolates you from any road or engine noise makes for a pretty refined drive all round. There are a couple of nippy petrols in the engine lineup, but as is the market trend at the moment, the most popular one is the diesel, which is unsurprising really, given that this 1.6 Blue HDI will offer 79 miles to the gallon and an annual road tax bill of just €180. And 6 airbags and ESP stability control also ensure that it passed the NCAP safety test with flying colours. If you're in the market for a small family hatch, the C4 should definitely be on your list, even just for the level of kit alone, because it really does offer a lot more for a lot less than some of its competitors, managing to match and even surpass them in many areas. To see for yourself, you can arrange a test drive at your local Citroen dealer, details of which you'll find on our new car channel on CarsIreland.ie, where you can also search a huge range of new and used models from the largest selection of dealers in Ireland.